I guess one question that I would have is whether in this new era of getting deals done, focus on resources, and as you say, in a new way, in in an unapologetic way, if you will, there's a lot of talk about critical minerals, and there obviously Canada already mines and develops some of them, but there are some that are kind of nascent, and that we talk about the Ring of Fire. We've been talking about the Ring of Fire for 50 years. Is there any concern by you and others in more traditional categories that will draw oxygen away from maybe kind of more mundane things, but that could have a more immediate payoff?
Not really, and it's a good question because gold's sort of excluded from that conversation, but we say don't do that because without the gold industry and where it stands today in Canada and the strong foundation it's built and the relationships it has and the skill sets and experience it has, without that, there is no critical metals business in the future, given where we operate and how we operate as a gold industry. So that was a bit of an awakening for some when we explained.
What do you mean by that?
Well, there is a unrealistic expectation among politicians, both in Canada and in Washington. I've been to Washington, on how quickly we can ramp up a critical metals industry in North America. And I can also say my sense is that talking to people in the US, immigration's number one policy for them. Critical metals is in the top three, but it's really in the top three because of the disadvantage that the US finds themselves relative to China. And I've sat in meetings in Washington where I've been told that they're getting Greenland and they know what they're going to pay for it. And I said, well, that's interesting. I said, we kind of know why they want it, but the impression is there's lots of critical metal deposits for them to build there. I said, no, there isn't, because if there were, they'd be built already. So there's a real mismatch between how quickly politicians think we can ramp things up and the realities on the ground for mining companies. Many of these things still need to be discovered, but you're not going to get to them unless you're building infrastructure, investing,